The following video contains spoilers for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'm sorry, but this film is terrible, and you know I'm right. You know that most of Twitter is right when we say that this film is terrible. I mean, just look at it. It's so disgustingly woke, it's incredibly racist, even though this is actually a more multicultural cast than the live-action movie. Sid the Sloth was right. I mean, look at this disgusting animated piece of turd. It's offensive. It should be sent to the darkest depths of hell and never return to the surface world. Okay, seriously though, what the actual hell? How is this movie offensive, like in any way, shape or form? This is an animated movie about the Mario Brothers, a video game franchise that appeals to everyone because of its innocence. This is an animated kids film about a completely innocent video game franchise which you'd think would be free of any kind of controversies, you know? In fact, to make it more safe and less, racist, they gave Mario and Luigi the Brooklyn accents so it wouldn't offend Italian people. They gave Princess Peach an actual personality so it wouldn't feel sexist. But no, we can't have any of that. It needs to be exactly like the games. The Mario game franchise is probably the least offensive thing there is. I really feel like I don't really need to explain that to anyone. And this is an animated kids film made by Illumination, alright? This is a family-friendly movie. It appeals to families, alright? So is it a great movie? Is it mind-blowing? Well, to be honest, I was kind of hoping that it would be great, but no, I wouldn't say it's great. I wouldn't say it's Illumination's best movie. That's still Despicable Me 1, to be honest. But is it a good, goofy, fun family film? Yes, it is. It's a great film to watch with your family, basically. I'm going to be honest, the pacing was a little bit off. It really felt like the Nintendo were really stepping on eggshells with this movie because the expectations for this film and how it was going to turn out was so high. I mean, there was the terrible live-action film from the 90s, and there was the fact that they haven't actually made any movies around their games since. I mean, there was Detective Pikachu, but think about all the other Nintendo games that haven't gotten movies, like Metroid or The Legend of Zelda. Those are movies that I actually could see being adapted into feature-length films. But they decided to give it another try with the Mario game franchise, and I have been a long-time Mario game fan for as long as I can remember. It played a very big role in my childhood. I still enjoy playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to this very day. The 3D platformers like Odyssey and 3D World are also some of my personal favourites, so I was very excited for this movie. I watched it, and to be honest, I kind of left with a mix of feelings. I mean, Jack Black was great. He and Charlie Day as Luigi definitely carried this film. They added a lot of humour to the roles. The movie was actually very beautifully animated, the visuals were great, but the plot line, to be honest, really wasn't that great. Now, I wasn't expecting this to be like next level plot development here. I know that the Mario games don't really focus on plot details per se. I probably don't need to explain this to you, but the pacing just felt very off. The movie itself felt way too quick. A lot of the characters didn't actually have time to interact throughout the film or develop any kind of relationship. Like with Mario and Princess Peach, he just kind of meets her and she just sends him onto an obstacle course and then immediately recruits him. Mario and Donkey Kong, they meet, he hates him for a bit, they argue at one point when they're swallowed by that giant eel from Mario 64, but then for no apparent reason at all, without actually making up and being friends, I guess, they just break out and, help to save the day. It just all felt too rushed. I felt like Nintendo was so scared of their own fan base and what they would think that they just decided to skip over giving the story itself actual plot and depth, and it would have been cool to see the characters interact more. And another really big problem that this movie had was the marketing, which unfortunately gave away a lot of the plot details about the movie. Like, everyone correctly predicted how the Mario movie was going to start, like with Bowser attacking the Ice Kingdom, then he steals the Power Star, then it cuts over to the Mario Brothers plumbing commercial. I mean, I pretty much knew how the whole Donkey Kong arena thing was going to play out. I knew how Mario meeting Princess Peach was going to play out. I knew how Bowser threatening to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom was going to work out. The only part that I didn't predict, because they didn't show it in the trailers, was the subplot where he wants to marry Princess Peach. That was something that I'm glad they didn't show in the trailers, because that just would have ruined most of the already very rushed plot. I mean, most of the plot really was the footage we saw from the trailers extended a little, but not by a lot. Another thing that I'm glad they didn't show in the trailers was that battle that was taking place in Brooklyn, because again, if they showed that in the trailers, you would have basically seen the entire movie just edited in a more short way, like I can assure you. Another thing that I didn't get was the soundtrack. I mean, there were some cool remixes of the tunes from the iconic games, both old and new, but then for no real reason, they just included a lot of pop songs. I mean, it's kind of cliche of Illumination to do, to be honest. Like, what's an example? They included No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys. Look, I love the Beastie Boys. They have great albums. But, you know, it seems a little bit cliche that just because the Mario Brothers are from Brooklyn, that they play No Sleep Till Brooklyn. I mean, they did that exact same thing in Secret Life of Pets. Who knows? Maybe those films are connected or something. I don't know. Take on Me. Why did they play Take on Me in the go-kart scene where they're going to the Donkey Kong Island? Like, who's taking on who? That doesn't make sense. And in the training montage scene, they had to play I Need a Hero. Look, Shrek 2 did that just fine, and you don't need to live up to that. And another thing that they did, they played Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra at the end. And look, it was cool for Megamind to do that with the training montage, but just because it's an animated movie doesn't mean you need to play Mr. Blue Sky at the end of it. So the pacing was off, and some of the musical choices were a little bit odd, but other than that, the movie was fine. There were lots of cool Easter eggs and references to other Mario games. There was even a cameo of Pauline and of the original Mario voice actor Charles Martinet, so that was pretty cool. I would have liked to see them recruit help not just from the Donkey Kong Island though. Like, I mean, come on, that Desert Kingdom is clearly Sarasa Land from Super Mario Land, so they could have incorporated Daisy into that film, I suppose. And also, why have Illuma but not have Rosalina? That legitimately confuses me. So, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's not groundbreaking, it's not amazing, but it's just a very fun, generally goofy movie. If you want to watch this, like, as a family film, I would highly recommend this. If you're a Mario fan, yeah, I don't know, it's alright. It does cover a few aspects we like about the games. It definitely could have been a lot better though. Jack Black and Charlie Day definitely carried this film as far as performances go. Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach was also pretty good, but I definitely prefer her as an actual actress and not as a voice actress. So I'm going to do something that I have not done in my film review videos for a while, and that is rate this movie out of 10, and I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I'm feeling fairly generous with this movie. It's not super amazing, but it's fairly good. It's a fairly charming movie. I mean, Chris Pratt definitely could have pulled off a better Mario voice, but other than that, it's just a very charming, goofy family film. It definitely did not deserve the stupid amount of hate that it got for literally no reason. It's a very harmless movie, and I would recommend it if you want to watch it in a family film sense. Well, that is my thoughts on the Super Mario Bros. Movie, coming from a die-hard Mario game fan myself. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I will be reviewing a TV show announcement trailer in my next video, which is something that I don't think I've done on this channel yet. So keep a lookout for that, and also keep an eye out for any other future videos. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.